All right, so now we're going to go through how to submit to PSA to get your cards graded, hopefully get Gem Mint 10 just by using your phone. Well, first step is you have to go to their website. Easiest way is just type in something like PSA submit card. Search. And right at the top, you can see Online Submission Center PSA card. So the Online Submission Center. The good thing is, whether you're doing it on your phone or your computer, the screens are actually the same. They didn't change anything. And it kind of will guide you through even if you're not familiar with it. So step one, you can see here, build your submission. Begin building your PSA submission order. Press start. Now they do have this warning at the top. They're experiencing high volume of submissions. It will take 3 to 4 weeks to enter your submission into processing after they've received it. So if you had already started a submission, you can see it says here, finish my incomplete PSA submission, or you can delete what you had started before. I'm going to delete my previous one, and we'll be starting a brand new one. If you do not have an account to PSA, you can see here in the blue, it says psacard.com, my account. You would want to sign up, get an account. The account is free, and having an account is also good. You can look at population reports. You can look at what graded cards have sold for on eBay. So we're going to say you've already signed in, and we're going to be submitting a card. You can see they have 7 stages. Stage 1, they call item type. And you can kind of read the different choices and even click the little question marks, and they'll give a little bit more information on things. So step 1, regular or small sized cards, modern cards, and you can see the dimensions. There's also coins, sealed packs, tickets from concerts, as well as oversized cards that they call supersized cards. We're going to put a little submission in for a couple regular modern day cards, so it's the top choice. Click next. Now we're on stage 2, submission type. You can see there's grading, review, crossover, or reholder. If you want to read more about them, click the blue question mark, and it kind of tells you a bit. I'll do a quick summary here. Grading, that's exactly what you think it is. The standard, get your card graded or authenticated. Now the review is if you've already had something graded by PSA. Maybe you got a PSA 9 hockey card or PSA 9 basketball card, but you think it should be a 10. You can actually send it back to them in the PSA slab and ask them to review it. And there's a fee associated with that. And if they agree with you, they might bump it up. Then you could see another choice here called crossover. Crossover is if you're taking a card from a different grading company and wanting to transfer it to PSA. So if you went from SGC or BGS and you wanted it to go to PSA, it would be called a crossover. During the crossover, always select the minimum grade you want. Maybe your card graded a 9 in BGS. When you want it to go to PSA, you don't want them to give you a 6 or a 7, most likely. So if you put a minimum grade of 9, they won't crack the slab unless they feel that card will be at least a 9. And of course that works for anything. If it's a 10, if you put minimum grade 10, they won't crack the old slab unless you get a 10. You do have to pay the full price for grading, whether they change it into the new slab, which would be PSA, or if they send yours back, it's the same price. Fourth option is reholder. We've probably all bought some cards off eBay. Everything looked good. Maybe you bought it off Facebook. And then by the time you get it, the slab is cracked, the corner is cracked. And, if you want to present it, you want a nice looking case. So you could go to reholder. With the reholder, they will not regrade the card. They're just simply going to replace the holder. The card will be the same grade. So you can't ask them to bump your grade up from a 9 to a 10 under the reholder. That would be under the review. So let's go back to grading. On grading, you're going to see there's 5 different choices here. It's not complicated, and they have all the information written down. Basically, the first option is to get your card authenticated and graded. I would call this the normal grading of a non-autographed card. So, no autograph authentication. You'll see your second choice. Autograph authentication, yes. Autograph grade, no. Card authentication, yes. Card grade, no. A lot of people will use this, what they call dual service, no grade to card or autograph, for in-person autos. Maybe you saw a baseball player, or maybe you got Sidney Crosby to sign a base card in person. So what you want is to prove that the autograph is authentic, but you don't want them to grade the autograph because it's a sloppy in person. And you don't want them to grade the card because maybe it wasn't in pristine condition. You just want a case that looks just like the one they have in the picture here, and it will say it is authentic, so you know the auto's good. Choice 3 is autograph authentication, yes. No grade for the auto. Card authentication, yes. And card grade, yes. So they'll grade your card, and they'll say whether the auto is authentic or not, but they won't grade the auto. Go down to fourth choice. On this one, they're going to grade your auto, say that it's authentic, and and say the card is authentic. Now, in modern day cards, I think we all believe most cards are authentic, but when you start getting into some of the vintage, there's a lot of reprints, and a lot of the reprints are starting to look really good. The fifth choice is yes to everything. I want the autograph authenticated, and I want it graded. I want the card authenticated, and I want the card graded. So you can see, even though there's 5 choices here, they're all just different options for each card. And in general, the most bought or most used one is the no autograph authentication. That's your typical base card, like 2018 Luka Doncic Panini Prism base rookie. You would go with the no autograph authentication. So let's stick with that one for now and click next. And like I said, one of the best things about this is these are the exact same screens you get on the computer. This isn't a phone version versus laptop version versus computer version. So here is your max declared value per item. In here is where you'll see a range of prices per item, as well as pricing on the right side is how much it's going to cost per card. So if your card was more than $499 and less than $1,000, it would be service level regular, and it would be $50 to grade. This is a little bit of a gray area because when it says max declared value per item, they're actually saying what will it be when it gets graded. And you're probably going to say, well, I don't know if it's going to grade a 9 or a 10, and the price could be significantly different. You know, if your card is under $1,000, it's $50. If your card's over $10,000, it's $500 to get graded. My advice is always use the lower option when you submit it. So that's what you're going to put on your paperwork. Now, if they happen to grade your card at 10, they might bump it up from regular to express, or even express to super express. But my suggestion is never say it's super express unless the card is already worth that value as you're holding it. Again, these are just raw cards. You don't want to be paying for more than you should and they give you a lower grade. So put it what you feel it will be. So if I had a Luka Doncic Panini Prism base, I would say it's $140. That's the average selling price. So I would say it's economy value, under $4.99. Now, if they graded a 10, they usually sell at about $550, and some even getting back closer to $600, which would bump it up to the regular class. But I would let PSA make that decision themselves, because they'll look through after they've graded and they'll see what the paperwork says. Don't unnecessarily pay that regular $50 price for one card, because maybe you'll get it graded in 8 and it would definitely be in the economy service level. So we're going to go economy service level. We're going to be doing a hockey card as well as a basketball card. Both of them are under $4.99, so $20. And if you guys have any questions about anything I'm saying, please ask below. If you've seen my other videos, I'll answer each and every comment. There's no problems there. One of the things I like about the PSA website is they adapted to technology. They understand we don't want to fill out paper form after paper form after paper form. It's all done right here, all electronically. Very simple. So you'll see it says add new line. Quantity, we're going to say we have one Luka Doncic. So what is really good is as you start typing in the year as well as the set, you'll see things are popping up already. So we're going to put 2018 Panini Prism. Luka. So just by typing that much, you can see the very top card is Luka. If you had one of the variants, maybe Purple Ice, Hyper Prism, Red, White, and Blue, you would go down and click them. For us, we're doing the base. We can click it. We don't even have to finish typing everything. Now you'll see here, minimum grade. If you want to get a 10 and only a 10, you would click minimum grade, go to the 10, and put it in. Up pops a little disclaimer saying exactly what minimum grade means. And what that means is if the example they're giving, someone requested a minimum grade of 8.5. The card on the left did not get an 8.5 grade, so it will be sent back in the card saver you sent it in. You will still be charged 100% full price. It doesn't matter if it makes the grade or not, you're still charged. If it does make the grade, or even higher, then you'll get it back in the slab and they'll charge you what you thought they were going to. So I'm going to say a minimum grade of a 10, and if it's a 9 or less, I'll just take it back raw. So your value, this is where I was mentioning it's kind of up in the air because they're asking what's the value going to be if it gets graded the 10 or graded a 9, graded an 8. Let's say we put in no minimum grade. This card's value, and it's right around there on eBay, is $140 USD. Now you'll see over here on the left, no qualifiers. If you don't know what qualifiers are, touch the blue question mark and it breaks it down. Kind of tells you a bit about off-center, staining, print defect, out of focus, marks, miscut. I always click no qualifiers unless it's vintage, and generally more like 1950s or older vintage. You don't want to get a 2018 Panini Prism with a OC qualifier, because that means they'll try to forget that it's off center and kind of grade it on what its appeal is from the front. So maybe you'll still get an 8 or a 9, but an 8 or 9 OC off center value is very low, and you'd probably be better off keeping it as raw. So I click no qualifiers. You can see on the right side here, it says submission summary. You don't have to touch that. You don't have to click in any numbers. This is going to update as we go. So we've done our first card. We're going to click save. As you can see on the right, it's added. We've done one card, $20 fee. The total is $20. And you can see down below, it's actually put in what we just added. Now let's grade 3 hockey cards. The same card. It's going to be 2005 Upper Deck. And as you can see, it's already starting to populate things as you go. We're going to do a Sidney Crosby Young Gun. And it's actually already popped up here. 2005 Upper Deck, number 201, Sidney Crosby. So again, I'm saying we have 3. I want no qualifiers. I'm not going to put a minimum grade. For the value, I'm going to say $450. Because again, I don't know if it's going to grade 10. Obviously, if it grades a 10, it will be worth more than $450. And they'll change the service fee. And you'll kind of see that when that happens. Again, I don't suggest paying the higher fee to pay $50 each, just in case you don't get that grade. They're not always going to go back and make sure you didn't pay too much. But I promise you, they'll make sure that you have paid enough. So, 3 cards, no qualifiers. We got the value. I'm going to click save. Again, you see on the right here, it's updated to saying there's 4 cards, $20 each, $80. And you can see on our list, it's added it. It's really nice. It keeps track of everything you've put in. And you would just keep filling this out, keep going, keep clicking till you're done your submission. So you can see now we're on stage 4. We're going to just stick with these 4 cards for now. Click next. It's nice. It wasn't that long ago. Everything was done on paper. It would almost get complicated when you were looking at the different values, writing everything down. So what we've got here, and you'll see there's some things in red because I don't want it to be showing my address here. So I just put in a different postal code so that wouldn't be an issue. So on this left side, you see return shipping. That's where you would have your address. Where do you want PSA to send the cards to? Here on the right, your submission summary. We have 4 items at $20 each, which was $80. Then you can see here, please select a shipping method. You got USPS, FedEx, UPS, as well as some other options. It's all based on number of items as well as your total declared value. So you can see 1 to 8 items, that are between $1 and $1,000, it's probably going to be $14. This is your return shipping and insurance rate chart. It's important to understand that this first one is for cards. Then you can go down, PSA tickets. Then there are packs. Then you got some of the autograph authenticated options. In general, it's not that difficult, but if you're unsure, you can contact PSA via email, as well as during regular working hours. They actually have online chat buttons down below you can just click. So we'll go up here. We had 4 items, so it was about $80. So we're in the 1 to 8 items. Again, so our declared value was over $1,000, but it was under $5,000. So you can see this domestic return shipping and insurance rate chart. Looks like you'll be around that $37 mark. Go back. There we go. So you'd kind of go number of items. We're in 1 to 8. And we're between the $1,000 and $5,000 value, $29. So with that, if you had put your address in, you would click who you want to do the return mailing. And there's obviously a price difference between FedEx, UPS, USPS, etc. So you'd pick the one you're most comfortable with. Then you scroll down. If you happen to have any vouchers, when PSA comes to card shows, they do lots of giveaways, and you could actually get these as gifts as well. Maybe it's a 10-day grade for free. Either way, you would kind of put in what the amount is in there. Next, you'd click pay by check, money order, or credit card. What's important to know, and it's a good thing, is your credit card will not be charged until their order is actually received and has completed processing at PSA. So they're not going to bill you, as soon as you click next here. They're going to kind of wait till they get it, till everything goes through that first stage, and you'll basically get that email saying, yes, we've received everything, and here's your bill. So after selecting your return mailing selection, you would click next. It would take you to stage 6, which is the confirmation. And again, really look at the address and ensure you put the right amount of cards and the right value. Don't undervalue them, or you're just going to get a bigger surprise when they send you their fee and their bill. And then you would confirm everything is proper. You'd click next again. Like I said, PSA has really stepped it up. Everything's online. Everything's digital. And I'm going to be doing a video on SGC as well as BGS. Also, following this, I'm going to be doing videos on cleaning your cards. Don't just take a card from a pack and submit it. I'm going to walk you through a couple easy things that will bring a grade from an 8 to a 9, a 9 to a 10. And I'm also going to show some of the tools I use to look at cards to ensure I get the highest grade possible. If you guys like this video, please click the like button and feel free to subscribe. As well, if you have any questions about any of these 7 stages, ask me. I've gone through all of them. I'm pretty comfortable with most of them. If there's anything you want to know, just let me know. Again, whether you do it on the phone or the computer, it's the exact same method. There's no difference at all. I thought I would show it on the phone because some people only show how to do it on their computers. And nowadays, you know what? Our phones are our computers. So if you have any questions, let me know. If not, look out for the next video. Thanks.